Oftentimes, it's difficult to persuade people who disagree with you politically of your opinion. So one of the things I find helpful to do is to say, even if they're right about a lot of things, why it still proves that my greater point is right. So in the spirit of that, I would like to talk about the FBI. Now, the IG report showed all sorts of abuses, at least 17 of them in the Fisa application that occurred by the FBI. There's a big debate going on whether this was because of corruption, because like Chuck Schumer said that Trump criticizing the FBI and intel agencies would be bad because they'd find 7 ways from Sunday of getting back at him, or whether it was just gross incompetence. The Democrats, the media, and FBI agents such as Comey and the current leader Christopher Wray are celebrating because they're saying, oh, no, there was no corruption, there was no intentional bias, it was all gross incompetence. Now, I obviously disagree with this, but for the sake of this video, I'm going to agree with them and assume that their point of view is correct. And we'll assume it's not that the FBI is corrupt, it's just that they're grossly incompetent. So my point is, I want to know why we should ever trust the FBI to investigate anything ever again. Let's look at exactly what the incompetence that Comey, Wray, the media, and the Dems are celebrating. It's not just clerical errors or mistakes like they'd have you believe. It's things like this. At one point, an FBI agent got an email from a CIA agent who said, yes, Carter Page was an asset for us. That FBI agent changed that email to say the exact opposite of the truth. He changed it to say Carter Page was not an asset for us. In another instance, we know that Christopher Steele had a Russian subsource, and this Russian subsource supposedly said, oh, Trump got peed on, and Carter Page was a Kremlin asset and a spy, and Trump's team was working with the Kremlin in order to steal the election, all sorts of allegations such as this. When the FBI gets around to interviewing that subsource, they say, yes, he was credible and appears to be telling the truth. Only he told them, no, none of that is true. I don't think that Trump or his team had any nefarious conversations with the Kremlin. The pee thing was just a joke told over beers at a bar. I don't think any of this information's accurate. The incompetence by the FBI was they told the FISA court, yes, we interviewed the subsource. Yes, he seemed honest. And that was it. Their incompetence, they didn't know that they were supposed to tell the court, oh, and he said that our entire case is bogus and everything Steele said was wrong. That's how incompetent we were. They accidentally, in both of those incidents, told the exact opposite of the truth. Now, first graders know otherwise not to do that. If you ask a first grader, did your friend do this? And they know that it's improper to tell, not just not respond, but to tell the opposite of the truth. Small children know this, but our FBI does not. This isn't my take. I think that they are acting with corruption and bias towards Trump. This is the take of the Democrats, of the media, and of the FBI leadership. And so given that, how can we trust any investigation that the FBI ever does? The FBI is responsible for all sorts of things like stopping mass shooters, stopping terrorists, stopping sexual trafficking, stopping severe white-collar crime that could bankrupt the country or your 401k like the Enron or the banking situation in 2008. Or finding out who interfered in our election through processes like hacks. These are very difficult, high-profile things that it takes intelligent people that really are on their game to be able to know what's going on. Our FBI is ran by people that are so incompetent, according to them, according to FBI leadership, according to the media, according to the Democrats, they're so incompetent, they didn't know they're not supposed to edit evidence to say the opposite of the truth. That's how incompetent their narrative is. That's how incompetent our FBI is. They weren't corrupt. They just didn't know you're not supposed to forge evidence to say the opposite of what it actually does. But at the same time, the people saying that's how incompetent the FBI are, they're saying, oh, but you have to trust them when they tell you that it was Russia that hacked the DNC. Granted, the FBI never got access to the server, but still, you have to trust. You have to trust them when they say, oh, no, don't fault the FBI or anything that Epstein was allowed to be killed. Trust the FBI. They'll get to the bottom of it. You have to trust them when they say, oh, the FBI just a big whoopsie. They don't have any clue why the Las Vegas shooter shot up a bunch of people in the largest mass shooting in U.S. history. We're in a lot of trouble if they're right. If their argument's right, then the country should grind to a halt and we should immediately disband the FBI. Because the argument in defense of the FBI by the Democrats, media, and FBI leadership itself is They are grossly incompetent to the point where children could do their jobs better than them. So why would we listen to anything they say, including their claims of Russian interference in our election? Hey everybody, I hope you liked this video. Please tune in later. I'll be putting out more material as the week goes by. Also, I have a link below. Please follow me on Twitter and BitChute. And I now have a Patreon site, which I have one awesome friend that's already been my first Patreon subscriber. So I really thank him for that. And I welcome any of you that would like to follow or donate to me on Patreon. I promised to give you a clear input of how I'm using that money, how it'll be used to grow my channel, and to help independent content creators to spread the truth. So thank you so much, everyone, and have a good one.